Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Boom Rookies with Grub. Coming at you live from the Grub Hub. My name is Matt Bungard. With me today, Josh Reynolds. Hello.
How are you, mate?
Mate, never better. See us on a game of footy.
I'm not going to lie, there was a glow, I would
you.
like to say about you
And
today.
not just the foundation my wife put on me before I got here.
Yeah, but it also looks
That
nice.
does.
Yeah,
you.
what are you
Appreciate
actually using at the moment?
No idea. She just puts it on me before I
She
leave.
puts it on you?
Yeah.
Wow.
We're makeup artists and everything.
Well, if Sian, you're listening, my partner.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind it. So
but yeah.
I'm happy for you because I
Thank
feel that was a big game in the spoon side of things, wasn't it?
Yeah, for sure. I think I don't think it's done and dusted for the Titans yet. I think the Knights are still right there, only one win ahead of them, but I think South's now 2 wins ahead.
Okay.
Be doing well to get it from here, I think. And they might win another game. Who knows?
Didn't the big guy Latrell
didn't he? We'll get to defensive player of the weekend.
A big impact on that South team.
It's funny because I've been pretty firm with the Latrell should stay at fullback stuff all year, even when Jai was going good at the start of the season. But I always thought that for this game specifically, it made sense to play him there just with the guys that they had out. No Campbell Graham, no Jack White, no Ewan Aiken. They just didn't have the dudes to play centre and Jai Gray at fullback. And I think they really clicked together, had some nice moments. And yeah, as you said, I think he, along with probably Brandon Smith, were the best players on the field for Souths. And got it done.
He played his aggressive, bullying self, which is what I love to see in Origin. You know what I mean? That's what we all call for with Latrell in that arena. But that is what you call, calling on your leaders to have an effect on your team. And mate, he changed the whole dynamic of South's play.
Yeah, both with the ball and without, which we'll get to shortly. But so you talked how much you were looking forward to which of the top four would bounce back after last week, and the Dogs got that win and Canberra got that win, but the Warriors, of course, have lost again, and now Penrith have leapfrogged them into the top four and have their top four spot in their own hands. So a lot of people talking about Penrith. Should everybody else be worried?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Look out. It's just they are finding their groove, and momentum is a dangerous thing. It is a dangerous thing, but I will say their run home is going to really have an impact on their season and how they get into the back end of their season, because Melbourne, Raiders, Dogs, and then even Dragons at the moment. They're a tough side. Yeah, they're a tough side to beat. So it's going to be a real test. The only thing I worry about with that is being up for that many weeks in a row. Some people say, oh, it's great getting you ready for the semis. I don't know if 1, 2, 3 big games in a row are. I'll take 2 out of the 4. Yep. But, yeah, look, this is Penrith. Yeah. We are talking about Penrith.
Yeah, if there's any team I'll back to be able to get consistently up to that red line for week after week, it's the team that's done it for 4 years straight.
They live on the red line. Yeah. They want that. They want set for set. They want yardies. They're waiting for you to break first. They don't mind an 8-6 game like they did against the Bulldogs.
Great game that was too.
They'll beat you anyway. They'll beat you anyway they need. But I just feel, for me at the moment, a guy that's really stepping up, and there's a lot of pressure on him early to perform. He didn't really have, the big name players with him, but Blaise Talangi.
Yep, been awesome.
Wow. He's really showing why they brought him.
Yeah, I think it's rare that we get win-wins, but I think the Yongi Talangi swap has kind of worked out well for both parties. I think because Yongi, when he's been playing, has been going good for the Parramatta Eels as well. So.
Exceptional. Like, he's up there with the rookie of the year chat, even though he's had a bit of a layoff.
Who you got at the moment for that? I think I'm still going Leka Halasima, just ahead of Toya.
Well,
it's hard.
I'm going Leka as well. There's just a few moments he's had, mate, big moments. And it's hard to go against Toya because he's been exceptional. But, yeah, Halasima has been exceptional. But, yeah, I just think with Penrith, mate, all the young players, I actually had a word to Ivan Cleary at the airport, Magic Round. Yep. And they had a big win against the Broncos. And I sort of just said a few of your young guys stood up today, and he said, yeah, mate, it's crazy that a lot of people have this perception that they have to be great straight away coming into this system. And it's hard because you look at Tommy Jenkins, Casey McLean, they're great players. You see who they are now, but at the start, not everyone just gets to go in a first, no matter what team you're going to. The NRL is hard. People literally week after week try and pick you apart. Yeah. And in the younger grades, it doesn't happen. It's more skill, your natural ability. You go week in, week out, SG ball. You don't do video much. You sort of just play your style. But these guys are finally finding their rhythm, I would say. And I just think, correct me if I'm wrong, but does it just look like Penrith at the moment their skill level is back to where it was. Like when I say the skill level, everyone plays. It starts with Nathan. He plays so square into the line, but then you look at Talangi. He's got that, little like inside.
Talangi's emergence has really helped them get over the loss of Jerome Luai, which
Big
they
time.
were struggling with in the first few weeks of the season, I think. But now that Talangi's firmly entrenched himself in this team, I think that's really helped them. And I think you're right. They're starting to look like the machine again. Like I don't think they'll ever, just because of the sheer number of players they've lost, I don't think they'll ever get to like. I reckon 2022 was probably peak Panthers.
Yep.
But they've been great that whole time. I don't think we'll ever see that again, just purely because of the sheer amount of talented footballers they've lost between now and then. But they're looking the part at the moment. They're looking like that team again.
I just think they must do so much skill work there because everyone knows their role, exact role. I love watching them. I literally love. We've seen a lot of tries on the weekend against the Knights, but it was because everyone knows exactly who they're getting to, why, the movement they have to do to open up space. Nathan's the best in the game at it. Him and Katoa, unbelievable. But I just love it. And like I said before, semi-final football suits them. They can beat you in multiple ways. So it's going to be an interesting September, brother.
I know.
I'm pumped.
Spoken to a lot of Raiders fans. A lot of Raiders fans listen to this show, and they're all saying, "Bring them on, bring them on." And I'm like, well, we'll see. Careful what you wish for.
How are Raiders fans feel? This is a little bit off topic, but we're all we can do anything.
There's no rules.
It's our show.
Correct.
Raiders fans would be loving life with the whole Jazz Tavanga thing.
Yeah.
Credit
to Jazz, took it like a champ on the Instagram afterwards. I won't repeat one of the things he said, but
I hope we're thinking of the same thing.
We definitely are. But to a few of the other people, he was like, won't be doing that again. So he took it on the chin, Jazz did.
In betting terms, I enjoy it a bet. That is what we call an early crow. Yeah. It's an early crow. There's still 30 minutes to go against a great Canberra side. Mate, good on him,
one of my favourite moments in the 2014 run for South was Piercy telling the South boys that you're choking again when it was 12-0. When it was 12-0 to the Roosters in that prelim.
Yeah.
I will say I respect that Mitchell Pearce didn't care who he sledged in big games, in big moments. Whoever was Thurston, Cody Walker, didn't matter. He'd sledge anyone, which I do respect.
I love that.
I have more respect for guys who'll go the early crow almost because anyone can sledge when you've already won the game. True. It's the true masters of sledging who try to risk it by going early.
It backfired on the weekend. That's all right.
It sure did. Speaking of those Raiders, we're going to go to our attacking player of the week. One I wanted to talk about here is the Ethan Strange try coming off the back of some great work by Jed Stewart down that left-hand side for Canberra.
Well, this is honestly amazing for a couple of reasons. Like we're going to talk about this flick pass, and don't get me wrong, it was exceptional. But I just want to sort of break down the play and show a few reasons why. Because we probably just look at the flick pass and think, yeah, that was amazing. But first of all, off from the dummy half, we go long pass, Fogarty, long pass Hudson Young, and this is great work from Hudson Young. It's also great. A different style of play from Canberra, throwing a different look at someone. But they've recognised that Daly Cherry Evans loves coming out of the line. And Daly's done this on purpose.
Intercept king.
He loves it. But at the same time, it can hurt him. Yeah. So he's come out of the line. He's committed to Hudson Young here. So this means Strange, when Hudson Young squares up Daly Cherry Evans and passes the ball to Strange, it's actually 3-on-2 there. So nice play straight away. Great work there from Strange from that point, sometimes, especially Strange, he's a great runner of the ball. He could probably think I could do this myself, but he's realized there's more space on the outside. So he's tipped it on to Chris. Same thing. And the reason I love this play, Jed Stewart, at times like this, he's covered here. He's got people on the inside looking for a kick back across. A lot of wingers do it even when it's not on. But I don't even know how to explain this. This flick pass, not going to lie, I didn't think he had it in his artillery, but exceptional play. And the man of the moment in Ethan Strange goes, well, not under the post, but very, very close. And what a player he's going to be. Fantastic. Honestly, scary good. Canberra's spine in the future, scary good. Owen Paddy, very similar. But for that play, Jed Stewart, man, that's clappable.
And I think it's a testament to we talked about depth just off mic before we started recording. Canberra's depth, I think, is a big reason why they are where they are. They haven't had a great deal of injuries. They've certainly not been hit with the injury bug in the same way that some of these other top teams are, like the Broncos or the Warriors, for example. But when they have lost guys, other guys have stepped up. Savelio Tamale was a huge part of everything Canberra were doing well.
When's he back?
Apparently a couple of weeks, I think, but just before the finals, I think. So he was a big part of everything they're doing so well in the start of the season. Another rookie of the year contender, but he's probably out of the running now for these games. But Jed Stewart's come into that team, and he's not let them down. He's looked really good. Another guy I look at, they lost Matty Nicholson, who was having a really good season for them on the
Forgot
edge.
about him.
But they've got, they had Hoskins step up, Sasangi step up. They've had all these dudes step up when they have lost guys. And I think that's a testament to their strength, the character of their team at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. They're just such a hard side. If I'm thinking about it, if I'm a coach, I'm going in the video to tell my players what to expect. It's just like expect tackle bust.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's not even their shape. Their shape doesn't really throw much at you, but tackle busters all across the field, great offloaders, guys that are very elusive and try and beat you one-on-one. That's the thing. They look at people and say, I'm going to beat you one-on-one, and that is hard to stop sometimes.
Yeah, so Campo, who do the Monday and Friday shows with, he mentioned this. I think it was Xavier Savage was someone who was asked about the support play and the stuff that Canberra do. And apparently the rule is once there's an offload, there's no rules.
Oh, wow.
You go.
I like that.
And it's working for them.
No rules.
Love that.
Love no rules.
Yeah. Which team currently would be the best if there was no rules?
So, like, are we saying like a loose team, or
yeah, maybe just that? Well, yeah. I mean, if crime was legal on the field, it's just whoever's
I'm going to go after a few things I've seen on the weekend. The Roosters.
Yep.
All the Dolphins.
Yeah. Grub of the week is being slipped between half a dozen people when we get there.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on to our attacking play of the week. Incredibly, it is somehow Rabbitoh for the second week in a row, but for a lot different reason this week. Like the Ashton Ward thing was great. But that was, they were down by 1 million points with 2 minutes left. That was president. This was I think the Titans ended up scoring shortly after anyway, but this was an incredible bit of effort play from Latrell Mitchell.
Well, look at you Rabbitohs.
I know.
Just like
defensive stalwarts,
but just down the bottom of the ladder. Like, no, for defense. But hey, the blueprint's there.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things.
So yeah, talk me through this. So Jaden Campbell,
so Jaden
does really well initially,
like unbelievable right foot step, and the first things first. Duncan comes off. The one thing you can't do is come off sideways against Campbell, because as soon as he feels that, he's going to take it on every single time. And this is what all the good halves do. They see the way people get off the line, so they react. And he gets Duncan on a massive right foot step, it's a little weave on Jai Gray, but this is look, Latrell's not known for this stuff.
No.
It's probably questioned a little bit time to time of his effort.
Yeah.
And like it's for a guy like Latrell, the biggest skillful, most he's got everything. He's top 5 player in the game.
For sure.
But then, sometimes we like where is it? That is unbelievable.
Yep.
That is like standing up on a day where you've got all your players out and you're the one of the only couple of leaders on the field. That is how you save a season.
Out of curiosity, would you have because if Campbell just dives over the line where he's made the break, it's pretty much next to the post anyway. Like you're not going to knock him for trying to round the ball because it's a freak play from Latrell. But what would you have done?
No, you got to go into the post. Okay. It's like you're always trying to improve your kick, especially when he's the kicker.
True.
After a very nervous last week.
Very good point.
There's a few things going on in his mind.
That's true.
So
great point.
Probably got to sort of think of that. And but no, always improve the position. I actually got, and this is a funny story, Tony Grimaldi, one of the great guys of rugby league. Love being. He was one of my trainers. Absolutely loved him. He worked us really hard, but it was amazing. First ever NRL try. Nice little jump out of dummy half, hit Sam Cassiano short. He makes a line break, offload, and I break into the corner. I've got Gardner chasing me. Quick. Remember Gardner from the Sharks?
Yeah, of course.
Wheels.
Yeah.
Had wheels.
You know that Roosters try? Jeez.
That's exactly what I was just thinking of. He's so good. Chasing me to the corner. So, like, in my head, I'm like, I want to be sure. This is my first ever NRL try, but I'm not going to lie. There was a little bit of carry on. Yeah. Grade 1. I'd call it grade 1. Right. There was a bit of a swan dive. I went off very excited first try. Tony Grimaldi comes on and says, I won't say exactly what he said because I think we're a PG to M. And, but he said, improve the position always.
Yeah.
And from that moment on, I was always trying to hunt the black dot.
Yeah. All right. Well said. All right. So Finns are up for a few weeks, but Finns are well and truly down at the moment. So I would say that this game that's just passed and this game coming up are the 2 biggest games of the Dolphins season. They've already dropped the first one in emphatic fashion, as we saw. But what will it do for the club if for a 3rd year in a row now we get to August, September, and they stumble down the stretch and miss the finals? Because this is a team that 2023 was in and around the finals picture, and they missed out last year in and around the finals picture, missed out. What would it do for them and the club's psyche to do that for a 3rd year in a row?
Can I just say on this note first, for a club that's been in 3 years now, They have overachieved.
Mm.
I'm going to say,
Yep.
even though they haven't made the 8,
Yep.
because it is so hard to start a competition, and I don't think we're going to have this same expectation for these new teams.
For sure.
I don't think it's going to happen.
No.
They have created an identity, a blueprint in such a small time.
Mm.
You know, there's guys there that you can tell that want to be Dolphins,
Yeah.
and it's not just because it's a new club and it's nice to live up in Brisbane or Redcliffe, wherever they're from. It's because they want to be there. It's because they got guys there that want to, you know, play for that team, and that in itself is a win.
Mm.
So great work to all the you know, Dolphins people that have helped to work them to get to this point. But I'm just going to say, okay, we've said you cannot blame injuries.
Yep.
I'm just going to name a few of the Dolphins' injuries
Sure.
right now. Okay. We've had Felice Kafusi.
Mhm.
This is over the last 5 to 6 weeks,
Yep.
but then there's a list of the
And
big
then
ones.
there's guys who haven't been for a little while.
There you go.
Yeah.
Cody Nikarima,
Yep.
Fini Fuiake,
Mm.
Daniel Saifidi,
Mm.
whole year, Tommy Gilbert,
Yeah.
Max Plath, Jack Bostock, Flegler, and Herbie Farnworth.
That's a lot of really good players. That's a lot of your salary cap right there.
That is a lot, and still going great.
Mm.
Like for that, honestly, to be even near the 8 is amazing. So when I sort of had a thought about when I had to think about this question, I just thought it's tough. It's tough
Yeah.
to win the NRL.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially with that many. I'm not talking about players. They're all leaders, you know, minus Bostock. He's young, but
still a great player. Rookie of the year last year.
You know what I'm saying? So let's just. I actually don't. If that's what they're thinking, if that's the question, no.
Okay, good.
I really don't think you got to. Look, don't get me wrong. They're not going to go to preseason next year and be like, "We're happy with this."
No.
They're not going to blame the injuries, but deep down, as a coach, as a business, you got to understand that there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on.
It's a great point. I think you're right in the sense that, like, being competitive from the jump is as important at any aspect of an expansion team in a sport you can have. Because I think about growing up in Western Sydney, I think about the Wanderers coming in, and they were successful from the start, and as a result, they grew a fan base very quickly. And you look at the Giants, who, whilst you give a team a bunch of extra draft picks at the start of their life cycle, it's probably a really practical way to help set them up for success in the future, which it has done. They've been going pretty well the last few years, and they made a grand final a couple of years ago. But remember those first 2 or 3 Giant seasons where they won barely any games, and it was kind of like
tough start.
It's tough. If the Dolphins had come in and been like a 2016 Knights or an early 2000s Rabbitohs, they'd be viewed very differently. Now, I think
you make a great point. It's big for the fan base to generate that spirit and that hope.
Yeah,
you need hope.
You do, of course.
That's what everyone wants.
Correct. You got Tigers fans right now talking about going on a run, making the 8. I love that.
Yeah,
have the hope, have the belief,
and they done a great job of it. So yeah, no, I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no matter what, I think they've done well. I mean, they are an attacking weapon of a team.
Yeah,
and but once you get back, their mindset is attack at the moment. And unfortunately, on the weekend, we went to show that they need to work a little bit on the defense. But let's talk about defense.
Yep.
Flegler, Max Plath, Tommy Gilbert, Daniel Saifidi, defensive, Felice Kafusi, defensive mindseted players. And when you got them back in your side, they'll worry about the defense. Then you got Katoa, Farnworth, Nikarima, who will sort the attack, and their attack when they're on.
Yeah.
They are one of the hardest sides to defend. So I'm going to say no. They're going well.
Yeah, and a very, very, very big game on Saturday, though. Should be a cracker.
What do you think?
I know, mate. I got to see the team list. There's a bit of a cop-out recording early, but I think I'll go. I think, like, I know you mentioned the Dolphins injuries, but that, like, the triple threat that the Broncos lost on Thursday night is absolutely.
Have you ever seen that?
What, 2 guys in the same play?
Unbelievable.
No. 2 halves partners on the same play, doing the same basic injury.
You know what I wonder? I'm just a weirdo. I think of weird stuff all the time. If that intercept isn't thrown, do they still do their hemis?
Good question.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
Because I would love to know, like, and this is what I always used to think about with my hemis. What before this made me do that?
Yep.
Obviously, that chase made him go to full speed,
Correct.
which made him do their hemis. I wonder if they don't throw it, if they hit it and it's a try, because it's that ball could have been a cutout try.
Correct.
Do they do their hemis that game?
Probably not.
Are they going to happen?
Yeah, it's a big sliding doors.
I'd love to know that
for their season as well, because they
big
were
time.
trending upwards, the Broncos. But now we'll see what happens. All right, Josh, what's up? What is the best win you've ever had? It could be juniors, could be other sports, could be anything.
I think it's going to have to be. I'm just going to go my toughest game.
Okay.
Toughest game I've ever played, and it was there was a 14 Origin Series game 1.
Game 1.
Yeah.
Yep.
Up in Queensland. Such a defensive game. 12-8 it was, and it was just, I'd come off the bench for Origin already, and that in itself was like, wow, this is so fast. And everyone always says that, but I promise you, there's lots of things that ex-players say that he's just a bit of a. Someone says it, so someone also says that, but it is fast. It is quick, man. But I'll just say I've never been in a darker place on the field than that day in my mind. But what that gave me playing through that, the belief and the confidence, knowing that I can push my body to those limits and still get a job done.
When you say dark place, what do you mean?
Oh, like questioning myself.
Yeah, why?
Well, mate, first and foremost, I probably didn't. I'll be honest, I didn't think I deserved to be there.
Fair enough.
I wasn't in that arena. Going up against 3 possible immortals, Smith, Slater, and Thurston. That's just to name a few.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, I don't care who you are. Of course, I think I go in games thinking I'm going to win, but that dynasty of 8 years was no joke.
No, it wasn't.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, as a New South Welshman, we both felt,
for sure,
we felt that pain.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I was the one that had to try and go out there and, not me, but our team try and stop that. So, mate, coming up with, I never even thought of attack that night.
No.
It was crazy.
Hang on.
It was only 1 try each.
Yeah.
And it was, then the goals, because Hocko kicked 2 from 4 or something. And then I think, it was. So, man, just that game. But it, like I said, that gave me a big step in my career, because now I'm like, whenever this little mate up here tries to tell you you can't, no, you definitely can.
Awesome.
And that's a message out there to everyone, like, kids, you've always got more. And I probably had more than that. But at that time, I'd never, what it is as well, mate? You don't let your teammates down.
Of course not.
You don't. What is it? What's the word? I'll think of it. But fatigue makes a fool of people.
Yep.
And I didn't want to be the one that got burned by Billy Slater on the outside and was in every single highlight reel for the rest. That's the fear, right? But we held on some big efforts by a few of our boys, and yeah, mate, it was unbelievable.
Yeah. All right. We've got a few listener questions. Hunter from Perth says, how hard is it as a player to block out media noise and pressure? Did the intensity differ between the different clubs that you played at?
Yeah. Yeah, they did. Yeah. Different types of clubs, all the clubs that I was at. But first things first, I miss pressure.
Yeah.
No, I do.
Yeah.
It's a privilege for the opportunity to be on that field and have that. So I really do miss that. Look, you deal with different pressures now.
Yeah.
Life pressures, pressure to change my daughter's nappy in time.
That's pressure.
That's my pressures these days. But no, it's something that it is a privilege. So I've never taken that lightly. But at the same time, when I was young, mate, I didn't deal with the media very well. I also didn't deal with people's thoughts on me really well. I cared what people thought of me. But it's hard not to, mate, right?
Of course. I never, for the record, I very rarely believe the players that go, oh, we haven't paid attention to any of that. Like, everyone kind of does.
She do. Well, even more now, whether you like it or not, it's not even the papers. So before it used to be the paper.
Now it's social media.
So I used to say, I'm not reading the papers after a loss, blah, blah, or a win, because what my motto used to be, I don't want to see either.
Yep.
I don't want someone to pump me up, and I don't want someone to pump me down.
Yep.
But with the media and stuff, you've just got to understand, and I do now because I'm, not half in it. That's their job.
Yep.
It's their job to get a story. It's their job to write, a story about someone. But I've also been burnt by some people that I'll never get over, because
Correct.
There's a line.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a line
there's a line between journalism that's needs to be done and irresponsible journalism.
Gutter.
It doesn't need to be gutter.
It is
the word.
It is.
There is a lot of it in this game, unfortunately.
And it annoys me. For some reason we bring our game down.
Yeah,
constantly.
I've never really understood it.
Yeah, why? Wouldn't you like to
I
know?
even think back to Origin this year, and you had certain people in the media going, "Oh, why aren't we hyping up Origin? Why hasn't there been any chat of Origin?" It's like, yeah, because you and other people like you didn't want to talk about anything except Lachlan Galvin.
Yeah,
that's why it happened.
So true.
There was plenty of us out there that were so excited for this Origin series, but for whatever reason, it's an unfortunate reality we have in the media where we've identified that sort of negative, salacious coverage just drives more clicks online, and that's just the direction it's gone, and it sucks. I hate it. I hated being a part of it.
Click, bait.
Yeah,
big word. But I will say though, different types of pressures at different clubs. Like the Bulldogs was,
Yeah.
for me at the Bulldogs, it was always someone else was coming. The Bulldogs is such a big club, and they've always, big players want to go there, and it was always Kieran Foran was coming, or with Des and that whole. So it's dealing with that. The Tigers was more the whole, when are you going to be a part of the team that finally breaks the semi-final drought, the grand finals over the years, but then you got the Tigers' internal stuff.
And you go back to the negative media stuff. Like it does seem like the Tigers for many years now have been a popular.
They cop it. They cop it. Yeah. So, but look, in the end, players, all you got to do is you got to come to terms that not everyone's going to like you, and fans understand that the player that walks over that white line isn't necessarily that guy.
No,
I feel I'm a different person. Yes, I was an imbecile on the field. I'll admit that. But at the same time, doesn't mean I'm that. But then I understood that, look, as long as my friends and family know what I'm about, that's all that's important to me.
I've always been a big fan of just leaving it on the field. I think that's the way you got to approach any sport.
Absolutely.
Played at any point. All right. Mitch from Bundaberg said, there's a question going around at the moment asking NFL players if the average person could gain a yard rushing behind an NFL offensive line. What is the NRL equivalent? Could an average person score a try in the NRL?
I'm going to go, let's just go back to the NFL question. I reckon, I've always thought about this. I reckon I could go a 10-yarder.
10?
Throw me in.
Yeah.
Running back.
You're behind like the Ravens or the Eagles offensive line.
But I need to be in a team. Great offensive line. Yeah. But I also need to be a part of a team that is a triple threat. It's also a throw threat.
I think we've named the best two there.
You know what I'm saying? Like because I'm not just going to be give him the ball and run downhill. I need someone that's going to, like a little like play fake sort of thing. So, but yeah, probably not. But
but there is a world where you could if the play broke the right way.
I hope so.
I don't think that's unreasonable. And you're obviously not an average person either. But like I don't think anyone that has the curse, anyone that's ever played like anything, like if you can hold onto a ball and run a meter, like you could probably get a yard if the play was the right play. If they just opened up a gap for you.
So the similarity for the NRL, I would say an open, I'd say, like but the thing is, right, I don't know how fast you are. You could be fast.
That could be.
So if you're getting the ball from Latrell Mitchell left to right, right to left, sorry, that's his side, that the lines like Alec Johnson gets, man, a lot of people are scoring then no matter who you are because the ball beats the player. It's not even how fast you are.
It's true. Alex Johnson, elite positioning though, like elite at it.
Actually, as a South supporter, are you going to every game now to try and be a part of that?
Yeah, mate. So I had City to Surf on Sunday, and before sort of South season went even more off a cliff, and it was 4 or 5 weeks ago before Latrell got injured, and when it was just after AJ got the 4 against Melbourne. I remember I was talking to one of my mates who's also a South fan who also did City to Surf, Tom, and we were like, do we have to fly to the Gold Coast? I was going to
say,
Did you see they had the video boards ready to go at the game?
Really?
The Titans had the AJ 213 ready to go. It's like, mate, you think you're conceding 6 tries to one guy today? Is that
but I like the respect. I like the respect.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not great confidence.
It's not.
Des wouldn't have wanted that.
No, he wouldn't have. So yeah, I tend to agree. I think that like if the rules are that like you just get to play the whole time, no matter how bad you are, they never sub you off. You never get hooked. Yeah, if you played on the end of a team, you'd probably get a try or two on the end of a backline movement at some point.
I also think if you've played like a little bit of footy coming through, and you're a halfback or whatever, and you got thrown into a team that were really elite, like a Melbourne, and all you had to do. You could get a try assist.
Yeah.
If you got a nice little grubber kick or a nice, like
hold one up to Xavier Coates.
Oh well, you can't tackle in the air anymore.
That's right, you can't.
Well, whatever game. I'm not sure what game we're playing, but as we've seen at Oakey Jubilee, no, can we not go into it? No, because it's teaching us not to. It's teaching us not to compete. Don't compete. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, I'm gonna say yes.
Yeah, I will also say yes. All right. Paul from the Gold Coast says, Josh, when you were playing in England, were there any players you thought would kill it in the NRL who never made it over here? And what did you think of the Hull derby?
Oh, what a question. Yeah, definitely. Jack Wellesby.
Yep.
Yeah, from St. Helens. He was a guy that I played. So when I was over there, unfortunately, when I played at Hull FC, because St. Helens were hot. They were a great side. We played them maybe 3-4 times in a year once because Challenge Cup. Played them a few times. So I got to get absolutely dusted by Jack a few times in different positions. He played like 5'8", fullback, maybe center. So he's a guy who I felt he could come. He's a footballer. And I hope he comes. I hope he comes and challenges himself. I also thought Dodd. I played against Dodd, which hasn't worked out well. I also still feel he never got a good crack.
Oh, yeah, it's complete. what South have done to him is absurd. I think
Never
it's
got
been
a
really
crack.
shabby. It's been really poor treatment.
As soon as Humphrey got that, and look, Humphreys took his chance. I think it was the Charity Shield.
Yeah, Dodd got suspended and Humphreys played quite well.
He had a
Humphreys
blinder.
jersey to start the
Look,
season.
and I get that, but you got to give a guy like that some time, man. I mean, I know Wayne Bennett, he says, oh, like, well, he didn't sign him, but still, he's there. Give him a go.
It's been tough to.
So I don't, but
I was going back to like when I was a kid. I remember watching like Yeston Harris play.
Yeah.
Like, in the World Cups and stuff, or Kevin Senfield, someone like that.
Oh, yeah.
Or Sean Long, thinking these are some of the guys. I'm like, man, I'd love to see these guys in Australia. But they never made it over for whatever reason.
I don't want to talk about him because I constantly talk about him, and he's always like, why don't you talk about me? That's how he talks. Jay Connor.
Yep.
He's leading the Man of Steel right now
right.
for Leeds Rhinos. When I played with him at Hull, we're actually going to talk about a topic about spraying people. Me and him, man. Ooh.
Oh, good.
But like heavy. But like 3-on-2s, like big call, but nearly the best I've seen.
Yeah, right.
Like honestly,
wow.
Like I've played with.
Mm-hmm.
I played Benny Barber as well,
Yeah,
but he was a runner. He was a swerve. Like, but he incorporated that into his game. Man, he just got him right a lot of the time. One of the biggest on-field. I played with Michael Ennis.
Mm-hmm.
He's just behind him.
Yeah, right.
As an on-field grub.
Wow.
He would definitely feature once in our. I'm gonna find some stuff, but at the same time, like if you ask anyone in the Super League, they would say him. Yep. He would be he'd be 99%.
Yeah.
If you ask who's the biggest, Jakey Boy would, but
just for his style of play
but he's a very good player. I've always said to him, he always says to me, it's easy over there. I said, well, come over.
Yeah.
I think he's had a couple of maybe opportunities or whatever, but I'd love to see him come over. Don't know if he'd do it now, but he's playing halfback now, which is I've never thought of seeing him as a halfback, but he's leading the Man of Steel, so he's doing something right.
South's got off from a multi-year contract against the coach's wishes.
Probably don't do that, again, but no, he's and there you go, Jake, another wrap. Every single thing I do, I feel I have to wrap.
And the whole derby.
Oh man, biggest derby I've played in.
Yeah,
easy. Even like bigger than Dogs Para.
Wow.
Yep. Early Dogs Para for me was the big ones. And then Dogs South.
Yep.
When, the 212, 214 era.
Like 2012, like 2015 or so. It was good.
Bad Friday, was it?
Yeah. Great.
Yeah. Oh, you would have been happy that day. I just would have loved to see you carrying on.
I felt like I got away with a crime. It was great. Yeah. Leaving the stadium, hoping no one.
But to be fair, that one was a penalty. James Graham even admits it himself. But no, the Hull derby, I'll be honest here. I lived in West Hull.
Yep.
And East Hull is the KR side.
Yep, sure.
And I was actually told by one of the boys, don't go to East Hull on that week.
Oh.
Saying man, they'll do something to you.
Jeez.
Not sure what, but they're full on.
Wow.
Just a quick story, and this is a bit of a funny one. So I'm not sure if I set up or scored a try in the derby, but as you do, I was very emotional. I was into it. I brought in because a lot of my mates were from Hull and lived there, so it meant a lot to them.
Yeah, and
I wanted to win for them. And scored a try, and as soon as it scored, all the KR fans are there, and I'm walking. I give them a little bit, and then someone launched a little Coke bottle on, plastic one, hit my leg. Oh. And me being an idiot,
think about going full Ron Artest, getting in the stands.
Oh man, world peace. Is it? Was it?
Better
world peace. Yeah. No. So what I did do instead, which I'm not sure why, because a few reasons, I had a bit of a chug. I've opened the lid.
That's funny. I actually think that's the best thing you can do in that situation.
And I spit it back at the crowd. Didn't hit him, but I was like 30 meters away.
Fantastic.
But it was bourbon.
Oh.
It was bourbon. It was snuck in
Hadn't
bourbon.
Considered that aspect.
It was, and I was like, if I get tested here or something, am I going to get in trouble? I'd have a defense.
You would. That's a pretty plausible defense too.
But then, beautiful social media, the world that we're in, a few days later, saying, what about Reynolds, the Derek, thinking it was bourbon? It was urine.
No, get out.
That's what they were saying. Right. That's what they were saying. But I've tasted a fair bit of bourbon in my time, and I can assure you it was bourbon. But I don't know if they were trying to make me feel bad or.
I think you would have. Also, wouldn't it have been a different color?
No, but it was a weird color.
Okay, well, let's just. It was a light bourbon.
It was a light. Oh man.
Ash from Canberra said, "Did you ever play in a game that, from the outside, seemed like just another game? But when you looked back on it later, it was actually really important for your team season."
Yeah, see, I struggled with this question because it's a hard one to know. Like,
you only really do it in hindsight.
You do, but I'm going to say, I didn't even play in the game. But speaking about when, I think it must have been 14 because there was a few of us in that Origin team: Hocko, J-Moz. Who else was in there? B-Moz. Was B-Moz with us then? 14?
No. He didn't
Might
play
have
the
been
grand
15.
final.
Nah, so anyway, there was a few of us, and we because obviously watched the games, and Des didn't like blooding young guys unless he thought they were 100% ready.
Mhm.
So that day we played Manly,
Mm.
and we would have had Tony Williams at 5'8", wearing the 6. Mick Ennis wearing the 7. It might have been like someone ridiculous wearing 13. And I just remember, watching, having a bit of a laugh, but the boys won that game against a good Manly side. And we had a laugh about it, but then I also think it shows the culture you've got at your club. Like no matter who's out or whatever, or who, it's a very spoken about term, next man up mentality. But it really showed us that, man, stick to the process, do what we do, and we can win games. So I'll just say that in general was one that I thought was a big builder for us heading into that end of that season.
Yeah, for sure. I found the team list for that game. So it was a halves combination of Tony Williams, as you said, in the playing half, and Josh Jackson.
There you go.
So
what? Jacko was 7.
Yeah. No, he was the 6. Tony Williams was the 12. Ennis moved to hooker at kickoff in the 7.
There you go.
And then
Jacko.
And then I see he was on the bench. A young Damien Cook.
Was he?
Yeah.
There you go. Well, what do you mean? Why are we throwing Cookie in the halves?
It's a great question.
See what I mean? That's
question.
just Des. They probably would have. Cookie's played everywhere. Cookie's an Origin centre.
Mate, lockdown Talakai on the weekend at centre. Played great.
Poor Cookie. Why does that keep happening to him?
It's great.
And he just rolls with
He's
it.
like Charlie Brown with
I
the football. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Wow.
All right.
What a team.
And Nick from Camden, who also hosts the shows on Mondays and Fridays, says, hey, Josh, what did you make of the Mitch Moses spray on Talon De Silva? The reason I asked this is in regards to when a similar thing happened between you and Michael Elisha.
Yeah. Oh, man, that was hilarious.
That was a big storm in a teacup.
We always bring that up. Oh, wasn't it what? But at the same time, like, that definitely should have thrown the ball back at him. But that was a big moment, and the service wasn't ideal. But they say I should have. You got to catch it. But
what did he say at the time? I wish it had hit me in the face or something.
Yeah. Oh, mate, we're really good mates. So we had a laugh about it. But yeah, it's not the greatest look. Bit of a tantrum.
So would you make the one on Sunday?
No, this is sweet.
It's good, right?
Oh man, mate. Mitch Moses, when he wants the ball, he gets the ball. He doesn't play Origin for no reason. He knows when the looks he wants. And I just think for Talon, what I don't like is also cameramen and whatever do not show. We speak about the game. Don't show what he's saying.
I'm not a lip reader, but I worked that one out pretty.
Easily. But like that's what we shouldn't be showing kids. Because Mitch Moses hasn't done anything wrong, but it looks like
it looks bad for him because they've shown it.
But this happens. This happens daily at training. If you're not competing like that with your own players,
no, you should be right. Yeah,
well, you're not a team. And Talon De Silva, those plays that he tried to burrow over from dummy half in SG ball, and you probably score them. Yep. And it's actually a learning mentality for Talon De Silva to realize that he won't be able to do that all the time in the NRL, but also learning to trust your other players.
Yep.
Learning to trust Mitch. But look, sprays are fine. Yeah. Emotions are high.
I had no issues with it.
It's like you want to win the game.
Correct.
Mitch wants to win the game. He's trying to ice the game for his team, and he's got someone going against the grain trying to do it himself. And he's the halfback, hence why he's paid a lot of money.
Yeah.
Talon De Silva, he'll learn from that, but absolutely no problem with it.
So you mentioned, we talked about your one, but did you ever cop one from someone? Not from Tony Grimaldi, but maybe from a teammate.
Oh, mate, Jay Connor. He's spraying me all the time just because I didn't hit him on the back of at the back of lead in sweet plays. Yep. And I was like, mate, no, like, I don't have to hit you every time. But yeah, look, me and Mick Ennis would have good cracks at each other. I'd say to him sometimes when I'm walking off at halftime, you didn't practice your right left passes today, Mick, because I play on that side, and he would bite my head off. When I went a little bit out, I didn't always stick to the game plan. When I went a little bit out of that, he would go after me, but I like it. You need that because sometimes, I think I'm gonna, back my own ability, but it's always not the right thing for the team. So I'm okay with it.
For sure. All right, our grub of the week. We're splitting it between a few players this week. Everyone that was involved in that brawl.
Wow,
awesome, loved
it. And people are saying it's not a good look. And come on,
disagree.
Is it?
It was great.
Would that be considered as carnage? That first,
maybe.
Can I just say someone to take a bow? Kurt Donahue. Man, he took on the whole Roosters. I know Molo come on late, but Donahue was going after people by himself. Not a big guy.
been such a bright spark for them this year as well.
Mate,
Still running
like-
a bit on until this week.
Then that's an identity thing. I love that.
Yeah.
That made that they cared. Is that a self-made rivalry now?
I'd love. I mean, more rivalries are good. but
Can we
yeah,
make it?
this-
Can we
no,
make it one?
We need to come up with a catchy name. I'll workshop that for next
Well,
week.
Souths and Roosters are boring now.
That's true. Well, all right. Didn't we win that game earlier this year?
You play them again.
Yeah, I know.
Final round.
Yeah. Alex Johnson's going to break the record that day.
Oh, wouldn't that be a kick in the?
Someone's going to ask me in 2 weeks' time, would you rather Alex Johnston breaks the record and you lose the game, or you win the game and stop the Roosters from making the finals, but Alex Johnston doesn't get the record? And I'm going to need a couple of weeks to think about that.
No. It's an easy one. You're surely stopping the Roosters because Johnson's playing next year.
That's true, actually.
It doesn't matter. He can
Schedule
still do it
round, and then you got the
next
whole preseason to make it a big event.
There you go.
Round one.
There's your answer.
That's a great answer. That's why I pay you the big bucks. But I loved every bit of this, and then even down to Lenu coming back on, scoring later and shushing the crowd. Thought it was awesome.
You do not like Spencer's shaped up.
Yeah.
Like he dropped. It's like a hockey fight.
Yeah.
You know, they drop the mitts.
They should do that. We should bring that back.
Hockey
Who would've been the-
fights.
yeah, well, why not? Every team needs an enforcer.
Oh. Oh, well, okay.
Who would have been the goon on your teams?
Oh.
Bulldogs teams.
Who could throw them?
Mm.
I'm gonna say. I'm just trying to think.
Yeah.
It's got to be a forward. I don't know if anyone could actually throw him, but I'm not going into a dark alley with Josh Jackson.
Yeah, fair point.
Just like a
Mm.
scary guy.
Yeah.
Like he'll be looking at you right now and you'll be scared.
Okay.
Yeah, but I love him. He's like
Yeah.
one of my favorite guys. But yeah, but I don't know if he can actually like throw the combos any good. But I'm gonna say Josh Jackson.
Suddenly, South signed Garth Wood out of retirement.
Yeah.
Would that be something?
Yeah, that'd be a good one. Or the oh, they don't really. I was just about to say the Rose brothers, but they're not really boxers. They promote it.
yeah,
They could be the
they're-
promoters.
They're definitely promoting it.
Mm,
They're
that's-
involved in some way.
yeah,
by doing this.
I love that.
Yeah, I think I don't know. But I thought this was great. And
Mm.
didn't Jerry Sutton enjoy Sinbin and four dudes at the same time?
He would.
Loved it.
His chest was out. You go. You go. It was good, and he did love it. But good on him. Yeah, I'm okay with it, man.
Me too. Bit of spice. Never hurt anyone. All right. One thing we're looking forward to this weekend. We've talked about the Finns a little bit, but yeah, that game for me, the game between the Broncos and the Dolphins, where the winner is going to be ahead of the loser on the ladder, and it's going to be very difficult for the loser to make a proper case for the finals at that point. I think maybe you'd be starting to rely on other teams, maybe like the Warriors or someone, not winning any more games, but this is huge for both teams.
Like you said, team list will be huge
Mm.
because it's looking like Billy Walters might partner Ben Hunt, and
Which, not a bad stopgap.
No.
Like if you could, not one, but two stopgap halves being Walters and Hunt, you could do a lot
well,
with.
Billy Walters is actually a half.
Mm.
He's a makeshift hooker.
Mm.
He's just unexceptional at hooker, especially off the bench hooker, a try scoring machine.
Yeah.
Goes back into his normal position, and Ben Hunt's been a halfback.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming Ben Hunt will take full control like he did at the Dragons, get him around the field, and you're gonna expect a Dolphins bounce back.
You have to. Can't be worse.
62 points. Yeah, a good game. Mine's a bit biased, but I'm looking forward to the 64-point Roosters coming up against the best defensive team in
Yeah,
the
it's going to be a
competition.
fantastic game up at Allianz as well, which is great. The best stadium I think we've got for this sport at the moment. Probably going to go. I might go South Saturday night and Dogs Roosters Friday. I think go to both.
Double dip.
Why not?
Allianz is a great stadium to watch the
It's the best,
footy.
man. I'll watch anything there.
You
Put
know,
anything on.
you know how people say, and look, I don't want to take it away from Brisbane Magic Round.
Yep.
We could have Magic Round there.
I never want to lose Magic Round. Magic Round's like my favorite weekend of the year. Every
No, but have it here.
Have a second one. Have two.
Oh, you want two?
Yeah.
But don't you think? Because it's a similar
The
feel.
only thing I would say is, you know how you walk out of Suncorp
Mm.
and you got Caxton Street there,
Yeah.
and there's 15 pubs.
But we got Paddington.
Yeah, but it's not like right there, is it? You got to walk around the corner. It's
Don't
a
be
little-
lazy.
I'm just saying, like it's
It's
not
a
like you
little walk.
can't literally. Yeah, but that's the whole point, right? You can't you can go outside Suncorp and there are a million pubs on Caxton Street
Okay.
ready to go. It's
Yeah.
just a little bit. I don't know, and also I don't know. I like traveling. I like going to Queensland. I'd live in Sydney.
Yeah.
It'd be boring. Have a second one. I wouldn't mind the idea of having like a mini one with like all the Sydney teams and make it like a 90s New South Wales RL retro round or something.
Wow.
That was what I would want to do to have a second event at Allianz. They're kind of doing that with the Indigenous stuff for this
Okay.
weekend with the 3 games, but they're on separate days.
Mm,
That's the thing.
that's
So,
CEO things, man. You should be a CEO.
Thank you. Appreciate
Yeah,
that.
all
South.
I do think I'm very. It's a big test for the Dogs.
Massive.
So after what the Roosters threw at the Dolphins, I'm actually excited for the challenge for the boys
Mm.
to go
Can't wait.
here
It's gonna
and,
be an
and
excellent
put
game.
on a good score.
And
And
that first game they played earlier this year was awesome too. So.
is just thinking team list wise,
Yeah.
did Toya get put on report?
I'll have to check.
I think he did in the game, so that'll be interesting. And who got concussed? Roosters game.
Oh man, you put me on the spot here.
Sorry.
Someone did.
What?
It wasn't Victor Radley. That's important.
It wasn't. Wong? No.
Well, he got hit high, didn't he?
Yeah. So, but then he didn't come back on.
Maybe not.
And whoever that was, he'll be out for the game. So that's one out. And then I was just thinking of Toya. So I'm just thinking about the full squads. I'm assuming we get Connor Tracy back, which is big for the Dogs. So yeah, big game.
Big game for both teams. All right, that's it for another week. All right, I hope everyone has a great week. Stay dry out there. This weather is killing us.
Yeah, and you know what? Next week, can you please? This is a live reminder.
Yeah.
Remind me. I need something.
I'll text
Bulldogs
you
here
on the morning of the show
because I keep forgetting.
It's all right.
Memory's terrible.
I mean, but the Matt Burton bobblehead's looking lonely. He needs
some.
I
need a little bit of help.
How good was his 40-20? Is that legitimately one of the best kids I've ever seen?
He's a beast.
It's crazy.
And just didn't even touch it.
No.
And just
makes it look so
if I'd done that, I'd probably retire again.
Yeah. See you guys. Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
All right. And see you guys. Thanks for coming. Say goodbye, Josh.
See you, boys.
And it's goodbye from me.